This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. This is the second year for bragging rights. It's going to get 137,000 buys. It's down from 181,000 the prior year. Attendance that night is reported to be about 9,000, and the Target Center holds like almost 20,000 at full attendance. So less than half the arena is filled. Do you think this is a case of Minnesota being a soft market? The business is cyclical, or as you like to say, fans just didn't want to see it that night?
Well, I think it's another case of throwing a bunch of just gimmick pay-per-views at them once a month, twice a month, and it's just overkill. It's just too much for people. And those days they're paying full price, right?
Right.
You know, to ask a guy twice, and I don't know if you had two in a month, you know, during this particular month, I didn't research it, but
yeah, they're 3 weeks apart.
You know, Conrad, for your average person, and I get it, you know, to pay that twice a month, plus your cable bill and all your other bills is pretty stout order to ask from people. And I just think they pick and choose the ones that have the most luster on them, and bragging rights was basically the theme of it. But if you really break it down, what monetary value is there in bragging rights for anything? Hey, I'm a better fisherman than you. Okay. What's that pay? Hey, I could throw a better curveball than you can. In this particular case, that's all it was about, Raw or SmackDown. And it was, you know, bragging rights based on one match and the winner of that match. It wasn't even a situation, I think, previously, the year before, it was the sum of the matches, and whoever won the lion's share of the matches had the bragging rights. Am I off on that?
No, I don't think so. You know, and maybe you can poke some holes in this. Meltzer says the only reason this pay-per-view even exists, bragging rights, the reason it's brought back, is to help promote the video game, which at the time was SmackDown versus Raw. And I guess that makes sense. I mean, the sponsor of this show is that video game. And they're even going to do like a mashup of the Raw and SmackDown sets where the ropes are half red, half blue. This has got to be a first where the company is really sort of saying, hey, we're going to build a pay-per-view around a video game.
Well, and if that's the case, I'm sure that it was financially a success, huge success. If you're combining all those factors into the goal of the pay-per-view, then it was successful, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's one hand washes the other, I guess. Let's talk about the overall, your overall rating on the show. Fans of The Observer didn't exactly enjoy it. It got 60% thumbs down, only 17.2% thumbs up, 23.9% thumbs in the middle. The best match on the card, according to them, for the second pay-per-view in a row, is the opening match. This time it's Ziggler and Bryan. The worst match they thought was Layla and Natalya, followed very closely by Kane Undertaker. What'd you think of this show? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle?
Probably somewhere in the middle. You know, if it was just there to build the video game and it was for bragging rights, which bragging rights, as we all know, you know, which we talked about earlier, there's not a huge financial windfall, or there's not a championship surrounding it. It's just the fact that, hey, X number of guys from SmackDown beat X number of guys from Raw. And, you know, that's what you get at the end of the day. That's the grand prize. So if it was to build the video game, it was probably just an infomercial for the video game, or at least something helping the video game get launched. Then it was successful. But as far as being one of those pay-per-views where you come out of it and the results of all those matches lead you to something bigger and better, I'm not sure that was the case.
Well, overall, I thought the pay-per-view was decent. I thought it told a nice story, but I do wonder, you know, especially to your point, I'm ordering 2 of these pay-per-views in a 3 or 4 week period, 2 in the month of October here, and I'm getting a DQ in the main event. I don't know about that. I don't know that you'd fool me twice again the next month. I might say, I'll just see what happens the next day on Raw.
You need a finish in the last match.
Yes, you do. Well, that's Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at savewithconrad.com.